Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of Been There, Done That. I'm your host, Bean, also known as Keegan, and this is the first episode or video of this podcast slash YouTube channel. I kind of just wanted to start making videos because I like making TikToks, and I think just longer talking videos, whether it's a podcast type or just like a vlog or something in that realm, I think they're just so fun to watch and make because I have made a couple of videos like this that I've just never posted. So I finally started a channel, obviously, and yeah, so this channel is kind of just gonna be whatever. There's nothing specific that I have in mind. When I make these like podcast type videos, there's nothing specific that I want to talk about. Kind of just whatever's going on that week, whatever I feel I want to talk about. If there's something important, a funny story that happened, if there's something more meaningful that I want to talk about, then that's what this will be. If there's any suggestions of anything specific that I should talk about or make videos about, let me know, of course. But here we are. So, welcome. And I guess let's just kind of jump right into things. So, a little story of the day. I have a list of things that I do want to talk about in this episode, but I want to kind of share a little story that happened today. So, I was staying at my friend Courtney's house, and I was like, okay, I need you to take me home. My parents are both at work. My brother was at home, so I was like, okay, can you just, take me home? I'm sure that he would just let me in. And we're driving here, and I was like, oh, Cannon hasn't answered his phone yet. Cannon's my brother, by the way. And we get here, and Cannon is still asleep. Now, mind you, it is freezing outside. Let me look at the weather from today. It's 13 degrees right now. It was probably around then. This happened literally 2 hours ago, so it was probably around 13 degrees earlier. So I get to my house, and I'm calling my brother, texting him. He's not answering his phone. So I'm texting my mom, and I'm like, what do I do? Cannon's not answering. And she said, just go knock on the door. I'm sure the dog's barking will wake him up, because we have 2 dogs. And I get to my house, and I'm knocking on my door very aggressively, ringing my doorbell, everything. Cannon's not answering. Now, I did this for maybe 20 minutes, calling his phone, texting his phone, banging on our door, ringing the doorbell, texting my mom, like, what am I supposed to do? Because I knew that Courtney has practice later today, and I knew that she wanted to go home, and she had things that she wanted to do before practice, and I felt bad that she was just sitting in my driveway because she was waiting until I got inside. She didn't want to just, leave me, which thankfully she did wait because I could not get my brother to wake up. So after about 20 minutes of doing this, my hands hurt because of how cold it was outside, and I'm banging on my door. Of course they hurt. So I sat in her truck for another 20 minutes, I think, maybe 15 minutes. And then my brother finally texted me and said that he was awake. And moral of that story is that me and my brother are both very deep sleepers, because I don't understand how me banging loudly on our door and our dogs barking, ringing our doorbell for 20 minutes did not wake him up. I'll never understand. I don't know. And he opened the door, and I was like, did you not hear me banging on the door? And he's like, no. How did you not hear that? I don't understand how he didn't hear that. But it was just an experience today, and I just wanted to share that. Not that that had any kind of important meaning at all. It was just funny, and like Courtney was laughing at me, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, the next time we get food, like, it'll be on me. Like, I feel so bad because she waited in my driveway with me for like an hour. So that was just my experience of the day. I just wanted to share that funny story because it was something. But so I have my list on my phone of some things I want to get into on this episode, and I kind of already had talked about wanting to start a podcast, but this is like the first thing on my list. It's just wanting to start a podcast and me starting my TikTok account. So for those who don't know, I have a TikTok account. I think the username is just Keegaleagues. I'm not quite sure. I'll put it in the description so you can go check it out if you want to. And on this account, I kind of just post I kind of, when I first started it, kind of tried to post more influencer type videos, and then that didn't really happen, and I kind of just started posting whatever I wanted to, which is kind of what this channel is gonna be. But I've gained a bit of a following. I think I have 600 followers now, which may not seem like a lot to a lot of people, but when it's followers, like, they're not people that I know. A lot of the followers that I have are people that I don't know. And a lot of my videos, like, I get comments on, and people will say, like, if I've posted something that's, like, talking about, like, something mental health related, or just, like, a video saying, like, I'm proud of you for waking up today and for trying your best, which I genuinely mean that, and I'm so glad that my videos are reaching people that need it, because I'll get comments on those videos. There was one comment I got on a video a couple months back, and someone had said, like, I really needed this today, like, thank you so much, or something in that realm, and it really, hit my heart, because that's exactly what I want my videos to do, is to reach people and make a good, positive impact on people. And I feel like when I had first started posting videos, people kind of thought it was stupid, and like, oh, she's trying to be an influencer, and I'm like, I don't care, like, whether it's an influencer or not, like, it reached one person, and it was one person that needed it, and that's all that I want. That's all that my job is done. That's all that I wanted, was at least one person to see one of my videos and, say, I relate to that, or, I really needed to hear that today, or this made me feel so much better. Something like that. Like, that's all that I want to do, and it reached one person, and that was fine. I've gotten other comments on other videos, but it was just like the one comment. I was like, that made me feel so good. Like, I'm so happy that it helped somebody, that it reached someone that needed it. And because there were times that, like, I feel like if I would have seen a video like that, it would have really hit close to my heart, and it really would have helped me. And so I'm just glad that it's reaching other people. But and that's just more of my, like I said, more mental health type videos. I don't always post things like that, but I do try and post them quite frequently, because I feel very strongly about that topic. And knowing how much something simple, like a simple TikTok, or a simple someone sharing their story and it being relatable, how powerful and impactful that can be on my life. And I know that it's been impactful on other people's lives. And impactful, is that a word? I think impactful, powerful, whatever, you know what I mean. So that's all I kind of try and do. But I will try and, here and there post, like, get ready with me's, or I posted a vlog of my school day the other day. And not that I'm, like, trying to be an influencer. It's just, why not? Like, post the videos, and if people see you as the influencer type, then okay, cool, that's fine. Like, if you gain following from it, then you gain following from it, and that's really cool and really awesome. And if you don't, then you don't. But you're posting videos and you're putting yourself out there, and I think it's really cool. One of my friends, Macy, she had started an influencer account. I kind of not copied her, but I kind of copied her in that sense, because she had made one, and I think she has like 1,000 followers now. She posts more influencer videos. She posts more like get ready with me's, or day in my life as a college student, or like opening packages and like things like that, like more influencer type videos. And I don't, but I mean, I very much admire Macy in that sense, because I'm like, she's gained 1,000 followers. She works with Beekeepers Naturals. It's something like that. She works with she works with a brand, Beekeepers Naturals. Beekeepers Naturals. Yes. Okay, I was going to say, if I'm going to talk about the brand, I want to make sure it's right. Beekeepers Naturals. But she works with them, and I think that's really cool that she gets to do that. And I love watching her videos. She posted a YouTube video a week and a half ago, and I watched the entire thing. I was on the way home from school, and I was just sitting there watching the entire video. Although I'm friends with her, I still, like, view her as like like when I watch those videos, I'm like, oh, it's not like I'm not watching her as my friend. I'm watching her as like an influencer, and I think it's just I admire her in that sense, and um, hope to be there one day. I mean, I have 600 followers. She has maybe 1,100, maybe 1,000. I'm not quite sure, but maybe we'll get there one day and be working with brands, and I don't know, but she's put in a lot of I feel like time into her videos, and I feel like that's very admirable. That's the word. Because she like edits her videos and it's all, fancy. Sorry, I'm talking about Macy a lot now, but I mean, we're in the realm of influencers and starting TikTok accounts. But she had started that account, and then I think like a week later or a couple days later, I was like, I want to start one. Like, why not? Like, go for it. Who cares? And that was a couple months ago when I was like really not obsessed, but obsessed with Avery Catherine. I just like loved watching her get ready with me's and stuff like that. And then I feel like people had like talked about it and talked about wanting to make an account like her and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do that. But I knew that I didn't want to start an account and be like an influencer. Like I knew that I didn't want to like do get ready with me's every single day, or like have a set schedule of when I post, or try and look like this perfect life. Not that anybody in my life does that, because I do have a lot of people in my life I feel like that have like the influencer type accounts, but I just know that people talk about like TikTok accounts and YouTubers faking their life and making it seem so perfect, and I knew that I didn't want to do that. I knew that if I wanted to be like an influencer type, that it was gonna be real and it was gonna be relatable, I guess. Like I'm filming this on my Chromebook camera in my room. Like I'm not being like fancy lighting or anything. Anyways, my little sister walked in and then I went and got myself a beverage, so thank you for that. But anyways, like I was saying, I'm clearly not a professional by any means, but I knew that that's not what I was about and what I wanted to do when it came to YouTube channels or TikTok accounts or anything like that. So yeah, I just like I just hope sharing my life and my story and things that I've gone through, or things that I want to do in the future, or things that I'm currently doing in my life, I hope that people can find comfort in it and find relatability in with me, and I think that's how you word that. And I don't know, I think I have a lot of things to say. I mean, I like to talk, but that's not what I mean. I just think I have a lot to say, and I think it can have a good impact, and that's all I'm trying to do. So yeah. But anyways, off the topic of starting accounts, let's talk about something else that I want to start doing. Now, I currently don't have a lot of hobbies. I mean, I do, but not really. My main hobby that like I constantly am doing is nails. Now, I don't have like fake nails on right now. I just painted my nails, but these look like they're the same color, but I promise they're not. This lighting is just, oh, there we go. But I have been doing my own nails for a year and a half now, I think. I do like the Gel X extensions on my nails. I've also recently learned how to do acrylic. I've done dip powder, things like that. But this is one of my hobbies. I like doing my nails, painting my nails, doing different nail designs. I think it's really cool and fun to do. And I feel like when I do my nails, it kind of helps me feel put together, and it's just something that I can do in my free time, I guess. I don't know. I also just like crafting in any sort at all. When I make gifts for people, I'm constantly crafting. I had over the summer started scrapbooking, but then I kind of gave up on that. I need to get back into doing that though. But yeah, I do a lot of crafting, even though I don't like sit down and like, okay, every night I'm going to do this kind of craft. Just I feel like when I'm bored, I'll just do my nails, or I'll make something of some sort for some reason. But a lot of people in my life, I keep saying I apologize, but a lot of people in my life right now are reading books. And if you know me at all, you know I'm not a reader. Never have been. Never plan to be. Every time that I sit down and try and read, I can't. Reading is not my thing. I don't know why, but I could just never get into it. The only times that I would read were when, um, like we had to for class, like for school. Like last year for English, we had to read Animal Farm, and then my freshman year we had to read Catcher in the Rye, Catcher in the Rye was a phenomenal book, and I think I need to reread that again and actually like focus and pay attention to what's actually being said, because I feel like even though I liked that book and I sat down and listened or like would read it, um, I don't feel like I really retained a lot of what was said. But I think Catcher in the Rye is actually a really good book. So maybe I need to invest in rereading that. But I didn't read a single bit of Animal Farm. I apologize if my English teacher ever sees this. I never read any of Animal Farm at all. Nope, not a single bit. Maybe like the first 3 chapters, and then I gave up. And I'm pretty sure we had to write an essay on it. I don't know how I did that because I didn't read any of it. So that's just because Animal Farm was boring, though, I feel. But I have my book collection up there. I tried to sit down and read It Ends With Us, and I think I got like halfway through. I think I got 10 pages in, and I was bored. I was bored. Not because the book is boring. I don't even remember what I read. Not because the book is boring. I don't know. Like, I just don't have the attention span to sit and read a book, which might seem bad because it's reading a book. But, another book. Okay, now that I'm thinking about this, another book that I really enjoyed reading that I was forced to read in 8th grade, but I really liked it, was Hunger Games. The Hunger Games was really good. But also, I feel like I still did not really retain a lot of what I read. But sorry, my dogs were going nuts. Another book that I was forced to read, but oh my golly goodness, is actually my favorite book so far that I've ever read, and it was so good. If I could reread that book for the first time again, I would sell my soul. The Outsiders. Oh my gosh, The Outsiders was such a good book. It's such a good book. And I feel like it's not even like that, like, it's so simple yet so good. And like I tried to watch, we watched the movie after we read the book, and it was not the same at all. So don't ever watch The Outsiders movie. I mean, maybe watch it if you want to be obsessed with Soda Pop or Johnny. But other than that, don't read it. Don't watch it, but read it. It was so good. And I remember we were like halfway through the book, and I did this little thing where I decided to read the last page. Halfway through the book, I read the last page. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to say what happens. But the last page, like, is a spoiler of the book. And I read the last page halfway through the book. If you've ever read The Outsiders and you remember the last page of that book, you will know why that was a dumb mistake. I read the last page halfway through the book, and then all I could think about the entire time when I was reading the rest of that book was the last page. So, no. Don't ever do that. Don't ever read the last page of any book. Ever. Because why did I do that? I will never understand. I don't know. But The Outsiders was such a good book, and it's such a good book, and I feel like so was The Catcher in the Rye. I just need to reread it and actually pay attention, because I think that's when I like I had read The Outsiders, and I read The Hunger Games, and then I read The Catcher in the Rye. I think. Yeah. Yeah. But I liked The Outsiders, and I actually paid attention, and then The Hunger Games I liked, but I think it was harder for me to, like, not pay attention, but, like, harder for me to, like, really get into it because I had already seen the movie. So, that's, like, a common theme for some reason with me, and I'll get more into that in a second. But, like, I just think because I had already watched the movie so many times that, like, I was bored with the book, even though I know the book is different. But I still liked it. I still, like, remember what I read, and, like, I know it was good. But then Catcher in the Rye, I also had English first period, so, like, yes, I was interested in this book, but also trying to read at 8 a.m. was not a good idea for me. So, that's where that was. And then Animal Farm was the most boring thing I've ever read in my entire life. Never want to read it again. Ever. I didn't even read it the first time, so sorry. But I now, what did I read? I read Our Chemical Hearts. Or My Chemical Hearts. No, Our Chemical Hearts. Now, that is a movie that I have already seen. And I've only watched that movie maybe like 5 times because it came out in like 2021, I believe. And I had watched that movie like 5 times. And I had only watched it because Lily Reinhart was in it. And that period of my life, I was obsessed with Riverdale and with Lily Reinhart and Cole Sprouse, which I still love Lily Reinhart. I love Lily Reinhart so much. But so I had watched that movie because she had like promoted it, obviously because she was in it. And it was a really good movie. It's a really good movie. And then I read the book, and the book is really good too. I feel like it's not much different from the movie, but it is, but it's not. Like, when I read it, I don't feel like I was reading the same thing I had watched. But, like, they didn't change anything. Maybe it's just because I haven't watched the movie in so long, so reading it was, like, surfacing all of, like, the movie. I don't know. But I didn't feel bored or, like, oh, I already know what happens. I just feel like it was a good read. And then I tried to start reading 5 Feet Apart. 5 Feet Apart is probably in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I love that movie so much. I had an obsession with it, like, a couple years back. Like, I think it came out in 2018, and I was obsessed with it. I, like, watched it all the time, and I loved that movie. I still love that movie. Well, I would say maybe top 10 favorite movies. Maybe not top 5, but maybe top 10. But, so then I tried to start reading it, and then I was just bored. Like, I think I got maybe 3 chapters in, and I was like, I'm over this. Even though it's a good book, and, like, nothing is wrong with the book, but I already know what happens, so I just was like, okay, why am I going to read this? I have no interest. So, I put that book back, and, this is for my English class. Like, we have to read a book, but we get to choose what book. We don't get to it's not just, like, forced, whatever book. It's not like Catcher in the Rye on Animal Farm. But then I picked, so I was still reading 5 Feet Apart, and then we were, like, doing this little activity where we would, like, she called it, like, book speed dating. So we would, like, read the back of the book, look at the cover of it, and then, like, rate it if we would read it and all this stuff. And I found this book called, I think it's just called Legend. Let me look and fact check that before I share that. Legend book. Yes, Legend. Oh my gosh, there's more books. I didn't know that. It's a book series. Legend, the book series. It's by Marie Lu, I think is how you say that. It's a dystopian young adult novel, which when I, like, first kind of read it, I was like, okay, this is kind of giving Hunger Games. Yeah. It's there's, like, districts and stuff. It reminds me of the Hunger Games, but it looked really good. Yeah, it looked really interesting, and I started reading a couple. I don't think I even got a chapter in before, like, the week of school had ended. I had just started that book, I think, Thursday, and then we had the weekend, and we've had snow days, so I haven't even gone back to school. But, sorry, I had to pause the video. Let me tell you something. I wanted to go to a store and pick out a book because, okay, let me get back. So I have It Ends With Us. I have Lily Reinhart Swimming Lessons, which is a poetry book. I think it's called Light Filters In. It's a poetry book as well. And then I have the entire Twilight collection. And so I have all 4 Twilight books. I have Midnight Sun, Life Before Death, Life After Death. Sorry, my little sister again. But I think it's called Life After Death. And then The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. I have all of those books. Haven't read a single one. I'm pretty sure I read the first Twilight book because I have an obsession with Twilight. A major obsession. If we're talking movies, I think the entire saga is in my top 5 favorite films ever. I just have an obsession. Who doesn't love Twilight? If you don't like Twilight, Please tell me why. What is wrong with it? Yeah, it's cringy. Who cares? It's good. But I don't remember. I don't even know if I finished the first book. I don't remember anything I read, and I don't want to start the entire saga right now. I kind of thought about reading The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner because it's a smaller book, and I've already watched Eclipse, and Bree Tanner is in Eclipse if you've never seen Twilight. She basically is, I think she's like 12 or 15, like she's between the ages of 12 and 15, I'm pretty sure. And she gets taken and turned into a vampire and is basically with this clan of vampires to attack the Cullen family, because Riley Beers and Victoria are like the two like leaders, and they're trying to get a army of vampires to take over the Cullen family. But Bree is like this young girl that got taken to go with Riley and like, you know, had no choice, and she literally didn't live, because the Cullens like fought off their entire like vampire army and killed Bree. The Cullens tried to take Bree and like take her in, and they were like, you know, we'll take care of her, we'll have her as family, and they had to kill her. Not the Cullens. Who killed her? I don't remember. Somebody killed her, but they had to kill Bree Tanner. And so then the book Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, I don't even know what it's about. I'm assuming Bree Tanner, but I want to read it because it's just so like, I don't know. But reeling this back in, I've been yapping for 26 minutes about books, and I haven't even gotten to half of what I wanted to talk about in this podcast. Wait, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting too excited. So I wanted to go to like Target. I figured Target is probably the easiest. I wanted to go to Target and just look at books, just bookshop, and, you know, look at the back of the books, look at book covers, read the backs of books, get people's opinions, just see what I like. I know that I like romance. I like rom-coms. I like romance movies. I'm not really into like I like the dystopian type. Like I like the Hunger Games, and obviously I'm starting Legend, so I like that kind of stuff. I'm not really big on like, maybe I am big on like the mysteries, but I don't feel like the fantasy type books I'm not really into. At least I don't think. But I know that I like romance. So I went book shopping, and I was trying to find like a standalone book that was not super long, because I don't want to start like a super duper long book, especially for like my first time trying to read on my own at home. And so I just wanted to find like a simple short book that seemed really good or pretty good. I didn't do any TikTok research beforehand, which maybe I should have, but I didn't. And I ended up picking up, we'll get into this in a second. I ended up picking up In 5 Years. This book is by Rebecca, this stupid Target sticker. Rebecca Searle? Serle, I think. Cyril? I don't know how you would say that. But, number one, this book just looked super pretty. This lighting is not helping to show you. You can't see. It's like a yellow, like cream color, and then the blue letters. But it looked really pretty. It seemed really interesting. And as clever as it is moving, the rare read in one sitting novel you won't forget. But In 5 Years is a profound tale of unconditional love and anguish. Yeah. With a touch of the mystical and mysterious. I can't read, guys. At least out loud. But like the things on the back, like Seattle Book Review, be prepared for deep emotions, a few laughs, and possibly a few tears as well. Reading this book is truly an experience. Good Morning America said the novel is about the real meaning of love and friendship and the bonds that tie us all together. This book just seemed really good, really interesting. Once I read it, I'll update you guys. But I'm really excited to read this. I think I looked earlier, and it's 255 pages. So, not a super long book. I'm just really excited to get into this book. It seemed really good. A lot of people said that, like, people go into it, like, go into reading it thinking it's, like, a big romance book, but it's actually, like, really about friendship and the true meaning of, like, life kind of thing, which I'm really excited to read. But my friend, Courtney, the one I was telling you about earlier, she just got the Twisted series, and she's been obsessed. She read Twisted Love in 24 hours, I'm pretty sure, like, in a day. Not in 24 hours, but within a day, I think she read Twisted Love. And then she read another book, I don't remember what it's called, and now she's reading Twisted Hate, I'm pretty sure. I think she read Twisted Games, and now she's reading Twisted Hate. I could be so wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And she was like, I think you'll really like the Twisted series. Read the backs of these books and just see. Let me tell you, I have never been so excited about a book in my life. I read the back of this glorious, glorious Twisted Love. I read the back of it, and I was hooked. From the back, I was hooked. I was even hooked from the front, where it says, he has a heart of ice, but for her, he'd burn the world. I was hooked. I was hooked immediately. This says, you are the light to my dark sunshine. Without you, I'm lost. I'm hooked. And she kept talking about, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, Twisted Lies. I'm pretty sure she read Twisted Games, and now she is reading Twisted Hate. But she might have read Twisted Lies. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying. But I am so excited for this book. And I don't know why I'm so excited for it. It just looks so good. And she said it was so good. That's why she read it literally within a day. I got home, and I've already read 2 chapters of it. And I'm hooked. Now, already 2 chapters in, Alex is like, the things that he's saying, I'm like, whoa, okay, settle down. And then Ava is just Ava. I don't really know what to say about Ava right now. But that's not sharing any kind of spoilers. I'm 2 chapters in. But I am so excited to, get ready for bed tonight and then just sit there and read this book. So that's just my little spiel. If you want to try something new, maybe the thing that you're trying, or if you're trying to do something new and it's like not working out for you, maybe the thing that you're just like the specific thing that you're trying is just not working out for you, or it's not right for you. Venture out, try something different. Because I thought reading just wasn't for me. Reading on my own wasn't for me. I just thought that I just wasn't a book person. My mom's not a book person, so I thought that I wasn't. But I switched books and went a different route as of reading books that aren't movies that I've already seen, and I'm hooked. So if you're trying something that's not working for you, just try something a little bit different, or tweak some things, or change some things, because maybe it is right for you. Maybe it will work for you. So take that as you will. But anyways, off the book subject, because I've been talking about books for a while. This is a little bit more of a deep conversation, but it's something that I wanted to talk about because I feel like it really resonates with a lot of people right now. So I'm filming this on January 22nd, and background, I cheer. I'm a cheerleader. I've been cheering for literally all of my life. It is like my passion. Literally, that says cheerleader straight up there. It is a huge passion of mine. I love cheerleading so much. I always have and I always will. But something that I don't think people talk about enough is burnout. And I'm not necessarily saying that I am burnt out with cheer or with my life right now, but I think I'm kind of getting to the point where I am. And there's no reason for that. It's nobody's fault. It's not my team's fault. It's not my coach's fault. It's not even my fault. Just, I cheer football and basketball season, or I do football and basketball cheer. So I've been cheering since July. We started practice in July, and it's January. And that's just, cheer basically every single day, every week since July. Basically, there were a couple times we didn't have practice that week, or didn't have a game, or we were off for Christmas break or whatever. But it's a lot, and it's not that it's like draining or that I'm bored with it. It's just, it's winter, And I feel like every winter, everyone kind of gets that like seasonal depression almost. And I'm just kind of feeling burnt out. And I guess not really specifically with cheer. I just think myself I'm feeling burnt out, and that's really shining through onto the things that are in my life, like school or my sport or just anything, even just cleaning my room, which seems like stupid and dramatic, like whatever, you have a messy room, but like I just feel like I'm mentally so burnt out that like even the littlest things seem like such a big task, and like I just don't have the motivation to do it. And I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm like, oh, we have a game tomorrow. We have practice tomorrow. And I love it, and I go to every game and every practice, and I put in my everything, and I give 100%. But that doesn't mean that when I get home, I'm like, oh, I feel so just like drained. And like I said, that's nobody's fault, and I feel like it's not like just a me thing. It's very normal, and I feel like this happens to me every year in the winter. Like I'm just with basketball season, we have like 2 games a week, and we have practice every time we don't have a game, we have practice. And it's cheers I've already been doing since July, and basically cheers that I've been doing since 2020, the same cheers basically. And I'm not bored with it. I love cheer. I will do the cheers over and over again. But that doesn't mean that I'm not getting burnt out and just, ready for the season to end. But I'm not, but I am, but I'm not. I think I'm just burnt out with constantly doing something every single day, even if it is something that I love and I'm not bored of and I'm so passionate about. I just feel like going through the endless cycle of doing it every single day or doing the same things every single day, you just get burnt out, and that just happens. Like I said, it's nobody's fault. It just at least it happens with me. And maybe that's just a me thing. I don't know. I mean I'm not even just burnt out with cheer. I'm burnt out with everything, I feel. Like I'm burnt out with school. I feel like lately there has been so much work and so much that like I haven't, like even in math, like stuff I don't understand or I don't know what I'm doing, or feeling like work is piling up constantly, and you just get burnt out, you get drained. It's just mentally draining. And I feel like a major thing that people forget is to just take a breath and to take a minute and to take time for themselves. Because I think, and I mean that for me too, I feel like I'm constantly, like I don't have like a study hall during the day, so I have a class every single period of the day. And so I'm basically constantly doing work, and then I have practice, and then when I come home, I'm either doing homework. Most of the time I'm just on TikTok not doing anything, but that's not helping my burnout either. Me scrolling on TikTok doing nothing is not helping me feel any better. And I feel like what I'm forgetting to do and what a lot of people forget to do is to just take time for ourselves and not doom scroll on TikTok. Like to take time for ourselves. And I'm really hoping that reading will help with that, and it gives me a break from like whatever's on my phone. It gives me a break from whatever I'm dealing with, whatever is going on in my life or, throughout the day. Like I can just sit down, pick up my book, read, and just take a minute. And I think self-care is also very forgotten about, and I feel like people need to prioritize that a lot more, including myself. But just, doing something extra for yourself, doing a face mask or doing your nails. Doing my nails, I feel like, is a really good self-care thing for me. Just little things like that, because they help you take your mind off of whatever is going on, whether it's good or bad, or it just kind of helps you breathe for a second and take a minute for yourself. And I think in the times of burnout like this, I forget to do that. And I forget to prioritize my mental health and prioritize my own well-being. And laying in bed all day doom scrolling on TikTok is not gonna help at all. And I think it's just these times of the year when I just like get so absorbed with like my emotions and my thoughts, and I overthink everything, and I think the burnout a lot just comes from me just feeling so like consumed by my emotions, but I don't do anything to help that or to not be so consumed by it, because I just sit on TikTok all day and it doesn't help, and it's not gonna help. And we just need to remember to prioritize ourselves and our mental health and things that are beneficial to us. And I need to remember to do that too, because I don't remember to do that, and then I end up in these weird little cycles where I'm burnt out and I just am overwhelmed. And that's just it. I'm just overwhelmed. I feel like, but I think I do a good job of not showing it, and a good job of just putting on a fake face and fake it till you make it, which isn't a good thing to do because that was my little sister again. I feel like this is getting very deep, and I don't know, but I don't know. But it's just the time of year where burnout tends to happen for me, and it's not fun. My sister. Anyways, but burnout is really difficult because I still enjoy, cheering and going to practice and games and doing everything like that, but in like my schoolwork, I love like actually, knowing what I'm doing in class and getting it right and getting all my homework done and just feeling accomplished. But even when I still love those things and I'm still doing them, it can just kind of feel overwhelming sometimes, and you just kind of get burnt out. But like I said, I think it's just this time of year. I think once it hits March, I'm going to feel way better and everything is going to, be okay. But burnout, I feel like it's kind of just not, it's kind of just hard to explain. Like, it's just one of those things where you're not like sad, but you just kind of are wrapped up in all of your emotions at once. And you just kind of feel like you don't want to do anything. And then that takes a toll on the things that you love and the things that you have to do, or the things that you do every single day. But normalize burnout and talking about it, because everybody goes through it, I feel. Maybe not, but I feel like everyone goes through it. And yeah, don't forget to, prioritize yourself and your mental health, because your mental health at the end of the day is the most important. And if you're doing something that's bad for your mental health or deteriorating your mental health, then something needs to change, because your mental health in the end is the most important thing. And that's taken a lot of time for me to realize too, because over the years I've had not the best experience when it comes to mental health, and I guess just feelings that I don't, or experiences that I haven't talked about necessarily openly. I just kind of talk about certain things like that with more like people that I'm close with and stuff like that. But especially athletes' mental health, I feel like really is something that needs to be normalized, because they're putting in a lot with their sport or with their team or for their team, and they do have practice every single day, or they have games, or they have competitions, or whatever it is, while trying to balance friendships and relationships and school and their own mental well-being. And it's a lot, and it's especially when you've been doing it for like 9 months straight. I think 9 months. It's a lot, and it's really hard to do and really hard to balance, and it takes a lot to do it. But I know at the end of the day, even if I am feeling burnt out, as soon as I step through the doors and walk into practice, I feel completely okay. And I know no matter what I'm feeling that day, like as soon as I step on the court to do a cheer, everything else goes away and nothing else matters. Like, that's how powerful cheer is, at least for me, and how powerful I'm sure your sport is for you, whether it's basketball or volleyball, softball, whatever it is. I'm sure it's the exact same. Like, when I say I'm burnt out with cheer, it's not because of my team or my coach. It's not because of them or anybody. It's not because of anybody. I've just been doing it for 9 months straight, and I don't know. But even then, I can't wait to go to practice tomorrow. Like, I have practice for the first time this week tomorrow because we've had snow days and we didn't have practice. And I'm like, I cannot wait to go to practice and see everybody. Like, I'm so excited to go to practice tomorrow. And I love putting in work for my team, and I love putting in work for practices and games and stuff like that. And so, like, I know that I get to cheer on Friday, and I'm like, I'm so excited to cheer on Friday. Even though I can say, like, oh, I don't want to. Like, I say that, but I really do, and I'm really just so grateful that I'm a part of something so amazing, and I'm a part of such a great team, because I don't know what I would do if I wasn't. But, sorry, I'm getting text messages, but I just love my team, and I hope they know that they're very important to me and have definitely helped me in times when I haven't fully been myself mentally, I guess. Whether they know it or not, like, they didn't even do anything, just like being around them and being in that environment, just being in the atmosphere with cheer and stuff like that has helped me in so many ways and has changed me as a person. And like my coach, like, she's changed everything for me. She's changed cheer for me in the best way possible. I feel like I didn't really start feeling so passionate and like want to be so immersed with like cheer and that whole atmosphere until 2 years ago when she started coaching. And she has just had such a powerful impact on me and our team, and I don't know, it's bizarre. And I could sit here and talk about my team and my coach for hours on end and just how appreciative I am. I won't, but I really could. Just that's how important every single one of those people are to me. But I don't know, even in times of burnout, like, my coach has been the one that's pushed me to do more or do my best or to put on my brave face and fake it till I make it. And even if the team isn't 100% that day and not everyone is 100% there, or, you know, doesn't have the best attitude that day, like, she has pushed every single one of us to just do our absolute best no matter what's going on in our lives. And if there is something going on in our lives, like, she has always been there for me and for everybody, no matter what, just for comfort or to talk about it, for advice, like, literally whatever. And I think that's why it's so important to have such an amazing coach, and how, like, impactful a coach can be on a sport or for a sport or for a team. Like, the way that a single person, like a coach, can completely change the sport for a person, good or bad, is why it's so important to have those kinds of like, have good coaches in your life. Because if you don't have a good coach for your sport, you're not going to want to be there. You're not going to want to show up. Even if you're so passionate about that sport and you have friends on that team, if you have a bad coach, you're not going to want to go. Because the coach sets everything, just sets the attitude for that day, or the I don't know the word I'm looking for. Sets the demeanor. Is that the word? I think. But I love my coach and I love my team, and I'm so grateful to have them and to have such a good atmosphere of people in the times that I need it the most. It's incredible, and I couldn't ask for anyone better. But take care of yourselves. Don't let yourself get burnout. And if you are feeling burnout, take care of yourself. Your mind is your mind is very important, and don't let mental health go unnoticed or unseen or unheard or keeping it to yourself, because that in the end will never help you. If you need help, reach out for help. If you need someone to talk to, reach out to someone for someone. What? Reach out to someone to talk to. It's very important, and it goes unnoticed a lot of the time, and it's very important to talk about and normalize mental health struggles and talking to people about it, because it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's not embarrassing. It's not weird. You are normal, and you are loved, and please prioritize your mental health. Pick up a book. Read a book. Maybe it'll help, and maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't even really read. So I think with all things books and burnout and my beloved team, I think that concludes today's episode of Been There, Done That. I had a really good time with this podcast, just yapping for an hour. I talked a lot more than I thought I would about things that I didn't think I was going to talk about. But I hope that this episode finds you some comfort and some peace, and I hope that it was entertaining, I guess. I'm not sure when I'm going to post another episode, but if you like this, maybe it'll be coming your way sooner or later. If you like it, give it a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more weekly, not weekly, because who knows if it's going to be weekly, probably weekly podcast from Bean. I love you. You are loved. I'm so proud of you for everything that you've done today. And don't forget how important you are. Bye.